gonna be fun to make. So basically, it's like a Gaussian wall, and then they're gonna be infilled with the rubble, but also with these octahedronal shapes. And I'm making some of those out of clay mostly. So there are gonna be 3 different types. One of them that is like just hard clay, and others that are like fired at a low temperature, and then some that are, you know, super fired. And then, but the ones that are gonna be just hard clay, I want to put like seeds or like decomposable material or whatever. So then, especially the ones that are gonna be on the ground, they don't, you know, when it rains, they're gonna disintegrate over time, and then the seeds are going to have a place to start growing.
You walk in and you're sort of inside the shelter briefly, and then as you proceed through the kind of center split of the shelter and turn out, your gaze is immediately pulled out into the valley, out into the riverbed below, and to one of the more gorgeous views at Arcosanti that I think is kind of underutilized. Like I almost never see anybody sort of walking around on this, you know, far northern cliff edge right up here. And then, you know, this is sort of me starting to render that out a little bit and, you know, imagine what it's going to be. So there's like a lot of very specific detailing in the deck, but, you know, from the deck, which is up on deck blocks, so just like, you know, prefabricated concrete pieces, sort of like cinder blocks, that are just going to rest lightly on the ground, maybe with, you know, a sprinkling of gravel.
In having a sort of gathering space for teaching or having a sort of place where volunteers can gather before working in the field, and they can understand the logic of the forest, its history. But then they also wanted to have a sort of demonstration space for this process that it's a tradition where they would braid and hang garlics that they would grow, and then historically all the volunteers would go to Prescott and sell them in the farmer's market. So they wanted to see a place where they can store and dry vegetables in a more artistic way. So I kind of was interested in that. And they're also developing the site to have a peach orchard, which they originally had a peach and apricot orchard. And I think they got some sort of blight or fungus, and they had to clear cut everything. And the space hasn't been used ever since.
And there's a kind of structurally way to look at this, just this literal intermeshing, but it's also useful to understand that Wright is talking about a design system, an aesthetic system, where the whole is not threatened by individual expressivity of the parts, and that the parts' individual identity is present and active, does not threaten the whole. And so usually people look at the role of the individual in the community as possibly being opposition, and Wright's kind of mentality, the two can coexist, and it's best if you can come up with a system that
living. So that as long as one can accept that we could have that living, working in the same community. But in order for Arcosanti to grow, we have to make this into a scalable model. But that's very difficult to do because in a small scale like this, we can get very limited number of people who can accept that limitations. The challenge we have at Arcosanti is to make this into a scalable model without becoming San Francisco or I mean, it's great to be a successful city like San Francisco, but it's not good to have this large ecological footprints that people cannot live on.
Zero Waste, the Arizona Canyon Project. Landscape attitude, the material of earth in Arcosanti. In storytelling and narrative ideas. Stone landscape, landscape geography, age, sustainability, time, era, energy, activity, integration, identity, character, quality, power, geometry construction, usable, significance, spirit, karma, symbolic, cultural approach, pavilion architecture, metamorphosis, lifestyle, learning experience, storytelling, history, heritage, transmission, wood, organic, 100% gravity, zero waste, use, vocation, grass, nature, junction, translation, origin, organic, concrete, earth, sustainability, style, class, light, psychokinetic, Paulo Soleri, with great power, mathematics, solar power, narrative, obsolete, observation, object, testimony, iron, metal, proportion, and intuition, design, license, spirit and soul, integrity, air, water, energy. Arizona Canyon Desert in Arcosanti.
for one day. We can be heroes just for one day. And you can be me. And I'll drink all the time. 'Cause we're lovers, and that is a fact. Yes, we're lovers, and that is that. Though nothing will keep us together, we could steal time just for one day.
J'ai appris à peindre. Pour écrire, c'est l'essentiel. Pour survivre, cela devient l'imagination, sans quoi nul ne résiste. Personne ne sait, nul n'échappe quand il faut revenir à l'essentiel de cette manière et de la matière dont il est question ici. C'est la fin d'un printemps déjà devenu l'automne, et puis la nuit, sans fin, jusqu'à l'aube. Seras-tu meilleur par la suite? Je ne sais pas. Peut-être serai-je à l'infini devenu l'éternel, pour qui, mon Dieu, personne ne sait. Et si souvent je m'étais désiré pour n'être qu'à moi seul.
Just for one day, we can be heroes forever and ever. What you say? Dolphins can swim.